Who was Ted Bundy? Ted was an American serial killer. He was a kidnapper, a rapist, a burglar, and a necrophile, which is a person that has sexual attraction or performs sexual acts with corpses. Yep, somebody like that actually exists. Quite a few, actually. He assaulted and murdered a huge amount of young women and girls in the 70s or earlier. He confessed to 30 homicides that he committed in 7 states between 1974 and 78. However, there is no true victim count, so the numbers could be much higher. But how did he do it? How did he lure his victims? Ted used his charms, his good looks, and traits to lure them in. Young girls saw him as handsome and charismatic. Charismatic? Yeah. He had great traits that would win over any girl. This man really thought out how he would get them. Typically, it would occur in a public place. He'd fake an injury. He'd go on crutches. He'd fake a disability. He'd pretend he had a broken down machine. All these different ways that he could lure them in. He would think of it, and they would fall for it because he was good looking, and that's usually how it goes. Once he managed to get the girls, he'd overpower them and assault them and take them to a more secluded place. So it was easy for him to pick them up and bring them there. He would perform sexual acts with decomposing corpses. He even decapitated at least 12 of his victims, and for a while he kept several heads as mementos in his apartment. So the guy was pretty fucked up. At times, he would even break in to dwellings at night and bludgeon them as they slept. So he didn't have any remorse at all. I personally find his story one of the most interesting that I've read about. There are loads, but I think that a film based on Ted that actually shows how he lured, shows how he killed, would be epic for me as a horror fanatic, yet disturbing to those who are either family or friends of the victims in any way. His ways of killing, luring, and preying just struck me. I would actually love to be able to read his mind and hear how and why he done these things. I mean, you can watch the documentaries and you can see that he didn't really say he did it. He never said, yeah, I went and took them in my car after I bashed them over the head. He didn't do that. He said, well, I would assume that whoever done this, he would go and do this. He would always say he and not himself. I think that he's a very interesting person, and if you don't know much about him, just give him a Google search. Eventually, he was executed in the electric chair, and that was at the Florida State Prison on January 24th in 1989. So that is actually almost 29 years. So this happened 29 years ago. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, I'm just going to jump right into the point. So the point of this video was to talk about Zac Efron playing Ted for an upcoming film. Extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. Zac posted a picture on Instagram. Now, we did hear talks of it before, so we knew that he was going to play the part. And a lot of people were first disappointed or turned away when they heard that dancing and singing Zac was going to be playing a serial killer, especially the horror community. A lot of people were angry. A lot of people even said they weren't going to watch it. I personally think that with him being so famous and ranked in the high teen, adult, heartthrob category or whatever they're in, him playing a role as a serial killer will attract more people to the horror genre of movies, and I really think that with him being so famous and popular now, that the views and ranks will be high. Now, I could be wrong, I don't know. But anyway, Zac posted the picture on his own Instagram in character, and I really think that he pulled it off. I mean, you're never going to get anybody that looks identical unless you use a lot of special effects, makeup, and everything, but In this picture, he has his shirt tucked in, he has his pants, high waist pants on, and his facial expression. You get that Ted Bundy vibe, which is great. He even captioned it saying "Meet Ted," so in this thriller, we're supposed to get a glimpse of Bundy's crimes from the perspective of his longtime girlfriend, Elizabeth Clover. Clover? Yeah. She is supposedly to be played by Lily Collins, and she's a little bit younger. She was in Abducted. She played Karen. She was also in Mirror Mirror as Snow White, and I believe her name was Cecilia from The Last Tycoon, if I'm not mistaken. So I think having these two younger actors and actresses will draw more people into it. I just hope that it doesn't start to be a musical. I can't handle a musical serial killer movie. That won't go over well with me. But what are your thoughts on Zac portraying Ted in this movie? Like, are you interested? Does it turn you away? Do you think he'll pull it off? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I've also added a link in the description of the last interview from Ted Bundy, as well as a documentary. So it's definitely a great watch if you want to see how Zac can possibly stack up to him. By all means, check that out. And as well, there's no as well. I'm just done. I'm done rambling. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys at my next video.